It's no secret that our schools have been forced to absorb billions of dollars in cuts the last few years, and among the first to go, performing arts programs. Hi, I'm Steve Swat for Comcast Newsmakers, and my guest this segment is Jeff DeMello, who's the CFO of a nonprofit organization called Sponsors of Musical Enrichment. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thanks, Steve, for having me.
Well, tell us about this group. I know you've been around since 1979, but I think a lot of folks have never even heard of you.
Yeah, Sponsors of Musical Enrichment was formed 35 years ago now with the intent of providing scholarships and grants to performing arts groups and musicians.
You know, it's funny, back then, 35 years ago, I think many schools had performing arts programs that now have gone by the wayside. And so certainly the grants that you offer and the scholarships, are very welcome indeed. Give us a few examples of who's been the recipients of your largesse.
Well, in the past, we've mainly dealt with a lot of people in the drum and bugle corps activity, since that's where we came from, is back in the 70s. Mm-hmm. But we've expanded to include all sorts of groups locally, including dance groups. We even have just gave a grant to a group called Sunflower Presents, where they bring in people to perform at nursing homes to keep the people there entertained. So we've reached out to the community with all sorts of different type of programs.
And I guess most of your grants and awards go to organizations and individuals in the San Joaquin Valley, generally?
Correct. Most of our people are just local in the Stockton, Sacramento area. And we do give scholarships, though, at the Drum Corps International level to deserving performers in the drum corps activity.
Was there a reason why this program started in the first place?
Yeah, a number of the original founders were in the old Stockton Commodores Drum and Bugle Corps, so they decided to continue giving back to the community by starting this program.
And we should say that you have given $2.5 million back to the community since 1979.
Correct, over $2.5 million over many performing groups, including University of Pacific members. So we love to give away money.
The money comes from someplace, and it doesn't grow on trees, as we all know. And so I know every year you have a big event. It used to be held in Stockton, now it's in Sacramento, to raise funds. Tell us about this.
Correct, that's the Moonlight Classic, and it's a drum and bugle competition that, as you said, was originally held at University of Pacific, but since they closed the stadium, we had to relocate. So now we're up at Hornet Field at CSU Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And this year it's on the 23rd of June at 6 p.m.
And tell us about this event, because I know it's really the largest drum and bugle corps show in the West Coast, right?
Correct. It's the oldest running drum corps show in the West. This year we've got a number of champion performers. Out of the 9 participants, 5 of them are multi-time world champions, including the Concord Blue Devils, Santa Clara Vanguard, the Sacramento Mandarins, and we've got groups coming in from Fort Mill, South Carolina, Carolina Crown, Pacific Crest from Southern California, and coming from Denver, Colorado, the Blue Knights.
And these are groups that really travel the world, right?
They travel mostly in the United States. The Blue Devils travel around the world. They just got back from Lithuania, as a matter of fact.
Describe the drum and bugle corps very briefly. They've been described as a marching band on steroids.
Correct. Yeah, it's a marching activity that grew out of the old VFW and American Legion times, and it's strictly bugles and drums. There are no woodwind instruments such as saxophones or flutes.
All right. Well, we're out of time, unfortunately, but your event is June 23rd, and people can go on your website, which has been on our screen, to get tickets in Sacramento.
Correct.
Thank you very much for coming by and talking about this. It's been great.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.
And thanks to our viewers also for watching Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Steve Swat. Have a great day.